Live better and longer with the Fitzness Show, hosted by fitness expert, author, and TV personality Fitz Kohler. She'll tell you why diets are dumb, supplements are snake oil, and the truth about how you can earn a lean, hard, pain-free, and athletic body. Now for our favorite bossy blonde, Fitz Kohler.
Well, hi team. I'm Fitz Kohler, your very bossy fitness pro from fitzness.com, and welcome to the Fitzness Show. Today we are going to answer questions. I say we, that's me. I am going to answer your questions, and you sent me a bunch of fantastic topics to discuss. So thank you for that. Thank you for always contributing and making the show as fantastic as it could possibly be. Always send your questions to Fitzness on Instagram or fitzness.com. There's a whole bunch of ways to reach me. And if you don't know that by now, pay attention, right? Just pay attention. If you haven't done so yet, hit subscribe. That's the right thing to do. And then you can hear my big, bossy voice in your beautiful, dainty ears all the time, right? Okay, so I'm going to jump right into it because we've got a lot of good stuff to cover. And I like you and I respect your time. Kind of. Okay, so we start with Valerie Marble. She wants to know how to train for an imbalance. So she says her left side, her leg, her knee, her hip doesn't feel as strong as the right side. And she's wondering how to get more imbalance. Well, that's a great question. And the answer is to do extra on the other side. And so what we don't want is your right side to continuously get stronger and stronger and stronger, and your left side be left behind, because then you'll be cockeyed and your body craves symmetry. And so I don't really think many of us are exactly even on either side. I mean, even people and their faces are different. Like our faces are different. So, and people have different size boobs. My boobs pretty symmetrical. I'm gonna brag about that right now, especially since the situation with the boobs, right? However, I have friends who have like one boob they call the peak and one they call the valley, and biggie and smallie and stuff like that. So our bodies are not always, our parents. We're gonna blame our parents right now, our biological parents, whatever you got, whoever made you. Maybe somebody gave you more like larger right stuff than left stuff, or stronger left stuff than right stuff. Who knows? I'm pointing fingers right now. I'm pointing them in all sorts of directions because I don't really know the answer to this. But yeah, we're not naturally perfectly symmetrical. And then if you throw in life's challenges, traumas, you were in a car accident, or you fell off your bike, or you twisted your ankle and you were in a boot for a while, and that caused some weakness to form. And so yeah, it's a common issue, and the solution is, I think, pretty simple. So you're going to stay the course with a workout, right? You're going to have 3 sets of 10 of 20 pounds on your right side. And I'm being very generic here. What I want you to do is take your workout and make it a little more challenging for the left side. So let's say you do 20 lunges just on your right foot. So you're standing in place. You're going to lunge forward 20 times on your right side. I want you to lunge forward 30 times on your left side. And that's going to be in an effort to catch your left side up to the right. So your right side, while we're doing this, may not be getting the most killer workout. Your right side might not be challenged as effectively as I would normally tell you to do it. But you're going to have to catch up your left side. So you do have that symmetry. So 20 lunges on the right side, 30 lunges on the left, 20 hamstring curls on the right side, 30 hamstring curls on the left. Now, since your left side is weaker, it's probably going to struggle just to get up to 20, but I want you to push past and do the extra 10. And so that's how we catch our body up, is we load the weaker side a little more until it gets stronger. And perhaps your stronger side is just going to have to wait up. It's going to wait until your weaker side catches up, and then you can move forward together, making progress. I also suggest stretching. And with stretching, I mean, you didn't tell me you were tighter on one side, right? If you're tighter on one side, of course, give it more attention, but continue to stretch both sides equally, unless tightness is an imbalance issue as well. And cardio should be the same. Balance training, do a little more on your weaker side. But yeah, that's it. You're just going to have to catch up the weaker side, and that stronger side is going to have to wait. And then once you feel like you're balanced, then move forward aggressively in a symmetrical way. Great question. I know a lot of people are dealing with that that issue because, we're always doing stuff, right? We're slipping and falling and crashing and, maybe we've got a leg length difference. That's annoying. If you do have a leg length difference, talk to a doctor, go see a physical therapist. They can do things for you. They can provide a little lift in your shoe and, it's important to address these issues so they don't become bigger and bigger and bigger, the snowball effect as time goes on. All right, great question. Thank you, Valerie Marble. Next up, Chrissy Lyons. Chrissy Bergeron Lyons. Chrissy, you'll always remind me of Tom Bergeron, I'm going to say, best host of AFV. I thought he was so funny, and best host of Dancing with the Stars, although I don't really watch that show very much. I miss him. I don't think Alfonso is very funny. So America's Funniest Videos isn't always very funny, even with the funny videos. But anyways, going on, Chrissy. She asks, how long does it take to regain things like endurance and muscle memory after a 2-week hiatus due to injury or illness? Honestly, it shouldn't be too much. So if you're a person who's consistent with your fitness and you've built up a certain level of endurance and strength, if you're down for 2 weeks, I would say maybe give it 2 weeks to get back to where you were. Always, no matter what you're coming back from, whether it's injury or illness, start small. Start small. The last thing you want to do after you've recovered from the flu is go balls to the wall with a 5-mile run and a big lifting session. Your body's probably not ready for it. So if you're just recovering from the flu, well, then maybe, I don't know, maybe you walk a mile. Maybe you do some leg lifts without weights. We ease back into things. But yeah, if it's a 2-week period of like relaxation because you're ill or injured, then I would guess 2 weeks on your way back. Our bodies are pretty fantastic, and know that you're not really starting from scratch. You're just a little bit regressed, and your body has spent your entire lifetime being strong and being active, and all the exercise you've done for years, it doesn't just poof go away. In fact, one of the things that I've really grown to appreciate is sometimes illness or injury actually gives our body the rest it needs. If we are aggressive with our fitness or sports training, sometimes we're just going hard and our body needs a break. I remember when I was fighting, so competitively kickbox for 10 years, and my lungs are a bit nuts. When I get a respiratory bug, it's not just a little it's not a little cough. It's a nightmare. It turns into a big freaking nightmare. And so, it was that type of thing. Bronchitis, for example, would set me back. And of course I just couldn't kickbox. You can't do it with bronchitis. And I'd take a 2-3 weeks off as necessary. And then when I came back, nobody wanted to fight me when I was returning from bronchitis because I was a nightmare. My body was actually fresh and ready and revitalized. And boy, did I kick a lot of heads post bronchitis or whatever it was. So know that you actually, in some regards, may be better if you've taken a couple of weeks off for whatever reason, right? But my fitness expert advice is to take it slow, jump back in quickly, unless, of course, you have the opportunity to kick someone in the head. And yeah, 2 weeks down, 2 weeks recovery. That's my assessment. I think you're going to be great. Okay. Kira Arnold wants to know, how can you tell if a diet is legit or if it's just a fad? Well, here we go. Because I love to trash diets. All diets are fads. All of them are stupid, and none of them are legit. And I'll say that I'm actually going to put in one disclaimer at the end, but know that diets are short-term measures that provide only short-term solutions. Diets almost always include some sort of very severe restriction and suffering, which is why people can't maintain it. You can only suffer for so long and then you tap out, right? And so I loathe, despise, look down on all diets except for one. But yeah, keto, intermittent fasting, South Beach, all of it, dumber. Stop. You don't need any diets. I want to punch the diets in the face. All the people, I'm so violent. Talking about the kicking in the head and the punching in the face. But yeah, all the people promoting them are just ignorance. They're ignorant people who don't know any better. They probably don't have the credentials one would usually think would be required to take advice from nutrition or exercise. So yeah, all diets are super dumb and steer clear of them all. What should you do? You should learn how to eat the right amount of the right food for the size you want to be. Use the exact formula for weight loss. If you haven't learned it yet, go straight to fitzness.com. Do not pass go. Do not collect 200. Go straight to fitzness.com. On the cover, there's a box that says exact formula for weight loss. Just read it. It's so simple, stupid. Oh my God, it will change your life. And you'll go, it can't be that simple. And yes, it's that simple. You could also go to previous episodes of the Fitzness Show, and there are multiple episodes called the exact formula for weight loss because I think it's worthy of addressing at least once every 100 episodes. And yeah, that will change the way you live. And yeah, your body forever. You figure out your formula and then you use it and you stick with it. Once you get to your goal weight, you continue to stick with it. That's the reason I'm so much leaner than I was in high school and college. I was kind of a chunky monkey. Not anymore. Not since I figured out the formula. Okay. So next up, sticking with this food topic is Maddie Page. She says, do you believe in cheat meals or is that just a permission to spiral? I love that. Honestly, I'm a grown up. I don't cheat me, right? If I'm going to have, I'm going to be at a bar and I'm going to have a beer and some nacho supreme with some friends, I'm just going to have it. I don't feel like it's cheating. I'm making a deliberate grown up decision to have some unhealthy food. Now, I use my caloric budget that I learned in the exact formula for weight loss, right? I make sure those nacho supremes stick in with my formula, but I don't consider it cheating. I just find it fascinating that grown-ups with jobs and maybe children and responsibility, they'll say, no, that's a cheat day. I have a cheat day. Really? You're going to have a whole day? We're just going to eat garbage from morning till night? How terrible is that on your digestive system? First of all, you go from eating apples and oranges and, I don't know, shrimp and salsa and nice healthy food, and then you're just going to have donuts and pizza and double, triple burgers and French fries. What? Your stomach is going, ah, oh, ouch, this hurts. And it starts freezing and then it starts spasming and then the constipation and the diarrhea at once. And so it just seems like a super bad idea to have a weekly cheat day. Oh my gosh, your whole body is just going to freak out. You're going to be more tired. You're going to think in a less clear way. All of that is going to happen if you have a cheat day. You start funneling junk into your body, there will be consequences. The same thing goes if you decided, I'm not going to use unleaded gas anymore. I'm going to start putting ketchup in my tank and see how the car goes. Your car's going to freak out. Well, the same thing happens with your body. So know this, a cheat day is absurd. And then a cheat meal is also just really immature. And so instead of thinking cheat meal, think, okay, I'm going to have 80 to 90% of my calories nutritious, quality, healthy food that makes me feel good and makes my body perform well. Tastes good too. We like that, right? There's a lot of healthy, yummy food. And then I've got 10 to 20% to screw around with each day. And so you're not cheating. You're just making a decision, right? You're deciding I'm going to have fruit for my lunchtime snack. And then after dinner, I'm going to have a bowl of ice cream, full fat with M&Ms. Okay, fine. You're just choosing that for yourself. So cheating, it's just really stupid. It's just really cheating on yourself with food. It just seems preposterous. And I've never bitten off on that. You know, it's so funny that well, I'm going to talk about my fitness career very soon. We're going to dedicate a show to it. But as I stepped into this career and started trying to help people adopt healthy habits, I started getting pelted with all of these weird, well, I have a cheat meal and I have a cheat day and I'm on this diet. And even at 16, I was just grabbing my head and shaking, thinking, holy cow, how do so many people have it so wrong? So yeah, please don't cheat meal. Just choose. Okay, you're going to have something that's unhealthy for you, something that's processed or greasy here and there. All right, fine. Do it. Do it. Just make 80 to 90% of your choices really, really healthy. And that's how you become a healthy, well-adjusted person. Javier says, is it possible to get healthy without giving up everything you love to eat? Of course. Of course. And I just talked about that. And hopefully you will learn to love some healthy foods. It's funny with fruit. I love oranges. I love citrus. I love sweet things, strawberries. I love berries. Are there fruits I don't love? Yeah. And I don't have a lot of those. I just kind of steer towards the things I love. I try to branch out. I try to get a nutrition from a bunch of different colors and varieties of fruits or stone fruits and palm fruits. And I don't know. I mean, yeah, just healthy food doesn't have to taste bad. Hopefully you do have some favorites. Maybe you really, really love carrots. Okay, great. Maybe you love potatoes. I love potatoes too. So, make sure you're eating things you enjoy and a variety, and then, have some of the shitty stuff sometimes too. That's up to you. The less shitty food you consume, the better. However, are you entitled to have some shitty food? Yes. And that's 3 shitties in a row. So congratulations. Sorry if your kids are in the car. On occasion, I bust out with some grown-up language. And we will be right back.
Are you looking for the perfect gift for a loved one battling cancer? The Cancer Comeback Series by Fitz Kohler offers hope, inspiration, and practical guidance. With Your Healthy Cancer Comeback, My Noisy Cancer Comeback, and The Healthy Cancer Comeback Journal. These books are a lifeline for all patients and survivors. Right now, you can order autographed copies at a special discount. Show your support and help a loved one go from sick to strong. Visit fitzness.com today. That's FITZNESS.com. Fitzness.com.
We're back. Brandon Blue. What a cute name. Brandon Blue. I want to marry you and be Fitz Blue. Okay. Actually, really what I want is one of those. Like there used to be a Miami, I think it was a Miami Dolphin, and his last name was Slaughter. And I just thought, I want to marry that man. I want to be Fitz Slaughter. It just sounds really fun, right? And dangerous too. Who would mess with Fitz Slaughter? Nobody. That's who. Not even Tony Soprano. Nobody would be messing with Fitz Slaughter, not Dr. Octopus. None of the bad guys would come near me. So yeah, but Brandon Blue, that's very cute, very stylish. Good for you and your parents. Okay. What's my go-to meal when I'm short on time, but I want to eat clean? What's mine? I like counter food. So I keep a bunch of produce on the counter. Right now I've got apples and oranges and many potatoes and tomatoes. And so that's actually my go-to as I just throw a baked potato, a white baked potato in the microwave. I stab it a bunch of times. I throw it on high for 9 minutes and then boom, I've got potato. I season it. On a rare occasion, I add butter. But yeah, I like that. I just cut up cucumbers and tomatoes and oranges, and I really enjoy that. The other thing I like are canned beans. I will take a can of black beans, throw them in the microwave. I'll throw half of the can in a Tupperware bowl and put it in the fridge. And then half I just heat up and eat with a spoon. I'm very simple and lame. I don't know, some people are out having casseroles every night. Good for them if they can do it in a healthy way. But I'm a busy girl and I don't want to spend an hour and a half in the kitchen every day. So yeah, those are my quickies. And then when I'm on the go, I do like salads. I actually love the restaurants like Bolé and Fresh Kitchen where you can go and they're just claiming we're healthy, and they are. You can get broccoli and sweet potato noodles and, lean proteins. I'm a vegetarian, so that's why you don't hear me talking about meat a lot. But yeah, I do love those kind of restaurants. But yeah, veggies, potatoes, salads, counter food. Keep some stuff on the counter. And when you're tired, just eat the counter food. That's what I do. That's actually why I struggle to eat when I'm out of town, because I just have no direction. I'm aimless. Unless I have someone who says, Fitz, I'm taking you to a restaurant and you're going to choose from the menu, then I will go to bed hungry. I just can't deal with it unless I have counter food. So thanks, Brandon. Okay. And then Junior. Hi, Junior. Junior wants to know what my favorite way to get a killer workout is under 20 minutes. So that would be equipment free for sure. If I want something that's really challenging and really quick, I do a combination of burpees. I do angry ups. If you don't know what angry ups are, well, go to my Instagram account. You'll see a whole bunch of reels. One of them is called How to Do an Angry Up. Angry ups will make you angry, but they're so damn good for your body. They're really challenging. So burpees, angry ups, push-ups, plyometrics. I do squat jumps. I love lunges. And then I'll do planks and ab work. So I do pretty advanced ab work. And you start wherever the hell you are. But for me, there's a lot of legs straight up in the air. Like I hover my legs above the ground. That's a really challenging way to work your abdominals. And I use my arms and my legs as dumbbells. That's actually the thing. Your limbs are very heavy. Each leg, I believe, weighs approximately about a third of your body weight. So if you weigh 100 pounds because you're a teeny tiny person, each leg is about 30 pounds. If you're 200 pounds, each leg is about 60 pounds. That's a big dumbbell. Your arms weigh much less, but they're still pretty heavy. I mean, try to just hold your arms out to the side for 60 seconds, and eventually you get bored and then you get tired and you'll say, Fitz, why did you ask me to do this? These arms are heavy. So when I'm on the ground doing core work, I use my limbs a lot for resistance. But yeah, that's how I do it quickly. 20 minutes of burpees, angry ups, squat jumps, push-ups, lunges, core training, and then Supermans. Of course, I love working my back, but that's it. 20 minutes, I can kill it. I could be done. I could be shaking and exhausted by the end of 20 minutes if I do any combination of those exercises. So I recommend you give that a try. In fact, 20 perfect minutes, give it a go, and then report back to me. All right, that's it for the Q&A today. My communication tip for the show: invest in some stationery or cards. So I have a stack of, I love handwritten notes. I love them. I love receiving them. I love sending them. I think our world is kind of too quick with just the emails, and emails are nice and quick. Thank you for the fun night out. Text is wonderful. I'm actually more into FaceTiming. I love connecting face to face with people. If I don't get somebody's face and I start to get sad, it's just, ugh, I just really need human connection that way. However, I have stationery, and you could get the paper, pretty paper, or cards. And so I have some of those just brown one. They look like recycled brown cards. I throw them in lots of things. When people order my books, the Cancer Comeback series, I sign every last one of them. If it's a gift for somebody, usually I include a little card and I say, hey, Warren is really concerned about you and he wanted you to have these books, or Susie sends her love, whatever. So I use the cards for that. But then if somebody's nice or kind, or I'm just thinking about somebody, I like to just put a little note in the mail and I send them off. I have some silly cards, some funny cards, some naughty cards, and I like those too. But yeah, maybe invest in some paper products and perhaps a cute pen. I like Sharpies very much, but I also have some colorful pens. And now I'm sounding like a girly girl. I started off the show talking about kicking people in the head, and now I'm like, get yourself some pretty paper and a purple pen. But I don't know. I just feel like it's special. And if you meet someone who's in the career you're interested in working in, gosh, that's what when I speak to university students, which I do quite frequently, I always tell them, like, if you meet someone great, go above and beyond. Don't just send an email. Say, hey, it was so nice to meet you. I would love the opportunity to come into your office and connect and just learn a little more about what you do, or I'd love to work for you. Put that on pen and paper. When they receive that, they're going to know you're someone who goes above and beyond, and they'll be more likely to want to work with you as well. So yeah, paper products and pens, and also stamps. That's right. You need to go get stamps. But you can get those at the grocery store or the pharmacy. Stamps aren't weird. Stamps are awesome. They probably cost about $30 a stamp, but I don't know. I don't even pay attention. I just say, here, take my money. And then I swipe, and then I have my stamps, and then I can be kind. And that goes a long way. Maybe you could send me a card, and that will let me know that you listen to the Fitzness Show and that you love me back. Song of the week is Fitness by Lizzo. It's a good one. I don't even know how I stumbled across it, but it's really cute. And here's the thing about Lizzo. Lizzo's very interesting. So she's a very heavy rapper, hip hop artist, very beautiful, beautiful makeup, but she's been very heavy for a very long time, and she's lost weight. I'm not spreading rumors. I think I heard on social media that she was taking the Ozempic or Wegovy or one of those. And so it's interesting to see her shed a lot of weight. One of my real concerns for a very long time is for people saying, well, she's beautiful, she can stay that way. And of course she can do whatever she wants. But then I saw an army of women saying, I want to be just like Lizzo. And I was like, okay, be beautiful like her. Be smart. I hear she's very well educated. Be talented. Be brave. But don't be obese. Even if you think it's super sexy, it's terrible for your joints and your spinal column and your heart and your lungs and all those things. So I worry for people when I see people that are very overweight. Even if I don't know them, I think, oh, I wish I just wish they would lose weight. The former governor of New Jersey, oh my God, his name is falling out of my head. I'm sure you're screaming it at your computer or your phone. God dang it, what's his name? But you know who I'm talking about. Morbidly obese, previous, damn it, governor of New Jersey. And that guy just breaks my heart. I just want to help him. I want to help him so bad. So Lizzo has really concerned me as well. So I don't know how she's losing weight, but she's losing weight and I'm thrilled for her. And I hope she can live a long time and keep pumping out great music because I enjoy it. And you should listen to Lizzo's song Fitness while you are roller skating or skateboarding. None of you are probably going to do that. What else could you do? You could be swimming laps with your underwater headset. And that is a thing, folks. Love the underwater headset. They will make a huge difference in the amount of time and the amount of laps you swim because they keep you entertained and keep you pumped up. And you could put Lizzo's song Fitness on the underwater earbuds. I do not work for them, but the pair I use is from Shocks. And they're spectacular. They sit along your jaw. They don't actually go in your ears, and they store the music on the device. And whew, I doubled my lap swimming time when I got those. So awesome. All right, that's it. That's all your Q's and my A's for the Fitzness Show. Thank you for listening. Know that I love you. If you haven't done so yet, go to Fitzness, sign up for the newsletter, and go check out my race announcing calendar so you can come visit me. I go to Fargo soon. Oofda! I will be in Fargo, and I can't wait to get back to all my Fargo friends. And we're actually having a drink beer with Fitz night on Thursday before the marathon. So if you're in town, join us for that. And then I'll be all over the place this summer. So get on fitzness.com and find me so we can have a hug. I love you so much. Get to work. Mwah! Bye, team.
Hi, this is Rudy Novotny, the voice of America's Marathons. We all love how much running has benefited every aspect of our lives, so much so that most of us only wish we'd started sooner. Wouldn't it be wonderful to gift the opportunity to children of today? Well, you can. The Morning Mile is a before-school walking and running program that gives children a chance to start each day in an active way while enjoying fun, music, and friends. That's every child, every day. It's also supported by a wonderful system of rewards, which keeps students highly motivated and frequently congratulated. Created by our favorite fitness expert, Fitz Kohler, Morning Milers across the country have run over 2 million miles and are having greater success with academics, behavior, and sports because of it. The Morning Mile is free to the child, free to the school, and is inexpensively funded by businesses or generous individuals. Help more kids get moving in the morning by visiting morningmile.com. Champion the program at your favorite school or find out more about sponsorship opportunities. That's morningmile.com. Long may you run.